You guys, I feel like I have real friends on this channel. Every time I post something like kind of semi-personal, I get such a nice, heartwarming feeling back, kind of like a virtual hug. So thank you, you guys. That means like a lot to me, and I think that's why I've stayed throughout the years. So yeah, the last video I shared, I felt a bunch of you send me a few different energies. I can tell that some of you are just upset about how, people act and in general, human beings' behavior. And I just want to let you know that this really is just a huge part of our evolution, our learning lessons. You just got to kind of roll with it, you know? And I do. I just take what I can from each experience. But something I have really noticed is the more we do kind of lighten up and get this higher frequency, the more of a disparity between us and the third dimensional lower matrix. Some of those lower souls that are working for basically their lower self, they really don't have a resonance with us anymore. There's barely just that tiny little bit that allows us to know that each other exists. But other than that, our frequencies have become so different. When we do find ourselves in interactions with these individuals, I will say that a lot of times it's like a huge shift in both of our realities. A lot of times the worst comes out in those people, and it is an opportunity for the best to come out in us, because we can see that we're just not on that level anymore. We're not working in service to our lower selves. We've made that shift to really intentionally come into our heart and really focus on what is for the greatest good of all. So it's almost like we have that effect on people where we can sometimes give them an instant exorcism. Our energy shifts their energy to a point where their darkness needs to release. It's got to go somewhere. And I'll be honest, I've seen people's faces change in front of me. Like their demons will come out just when they look at me. If you saw the Karen video, I just see this display of behavior. People not having balance because their darkness is over flooding them. And we need to be able to stay in our equilibrium while this is occurring. So I would say the biggest tip that I'm going to give you today, when you're going through one of these instant exorcism, I mean, you just walked into the room and somebody's already tripping. Like, what do? What you do is you go into your heart base. You find that light, you go into that higher frequency and you own it. Because what they're going to want to do is bring you straight down. And it's not going to happen because you're on a higher plane of existence. And guess what? Love is stronger. So when you go into that space and you're clear with it, and you see clearly what is happening externally, right? When you have that moment with that person and you're like, I don't know who you are. You focus on what you do know, and that's the heart. And that's going to be your foundation throughout these weird experiences.